So Esther, where are you from?
I am from Poland, born in Krakow, a very, very beautiful city.
And what was life like in Poland before the war?
You know, if I'm a painter, I will take a rosa color to paint my childhood in this a very, very nice and beautiful house. My parents are good situated people. My father owned a paper factory of papers, Papierwarengeschäft. How to say in English, you know, to make copybooks and everything, a big factory. So that our situation was not bad. I was a student in the Hebrew school, private Hebrew school, so that I didn't feel any anti-Semitism. It was everything good. My room was nice. With my sister, I have only one sister, 2 kids, grandfathers. A lovely, lovely house, a warm house, full of love. And everything was really good till the 1st of September for 1939. I remember the day, 2 days before I came back from a scouts camp, vacation. It was mobilization, but we didn't know about it. On the way, we feel the anti-Semitism. The Jews are guilt. Jews are guilt that Hitler came, not only Jews, nobody. Everything what is bad is because of Jews. It was very, very sad. When we come home, we hear the siren. Till this time, we never heard this. It wasn't in Poland that it is something danger.
Yeah.
We opened the radio, and they told the war. My mommy took me and my sister together, and she told, very, very heavy clouds are coming. I hope that we will survive it. I pray to God to survive it and to show you His mercy on you and your sister. Yeah. You know, I remember till today the taste. It was on Friday. The taste of the Friday evening. What we eat, how good it was.
Yeah.
In another few days, I escaped with my father from Krakow. And then my father go, because our aunt had a farm. She owned a farm. She never lived there, but they thought that it would be better for young girls not to be. I was 15. I was a big girl. It began to be alone. My father left me with family, and all the men ran away. And then I met my mother. It was a miracle. We come back to Krakow. On this time, a lot of people are coming to Krakow. All people that escape one or the other from one place to another, refugees.
Yeah.
In our house come our grandmother from another town with her husband, aunt with her husband and 2 kids. It was my room. It wasn't my room anymore. I remember that on these days when it was so a lot, on the first day, I was sleeping off 2 chairs.
Yeah.
Because I have no bed. The bed was for grandma, bed was for aunt, not you are young. Father come back, and then began all the troubles. You know what it is when you have a chain on your neck. On the beginning, the chain is big, so it's only heavy. But then from one time to another, it's shorter and shorter, and you cannot atman anymore. So it was. All the troubles that were on the beginning, and that we are so unhappy with them, on year 45, we laugh. That was something. That's nothing. I go back to school, and one day come housekeeper, so as housekeeper that lived, but in school, and told something to the teacher, and the teacher looked down and told us, children, today is the last day that you are at school. Jewish children are not allowed to learn. Go home. It was a private Hebrew school. That was the last day of my childhood. That I was a pupil, I was a student, I was happy. We study in a groups. They are small groups of 6 or 7 kids that we have in every day in another house. You know, from time to time the teacher didn't come. Why? Because they took him on the street for work, because he was a Jew. Some German halt, do you they come and do this and this. We are going to work 1 week to clean the streets of Krakow. Not more. I was so unhappy. My Krakow, I the girl, the spoiled girl. Said only time must go only in Wisconsin. Here I must to make all the mist, all the things. But what is so awful now? It was nothing. What's coming after that? On one day, all Jews must go with a Magen David.
The yellow star.
Yeah. We are not allowed to go in a tramway. We are not in a store where I bought my cakes, where I bought some good things, coffee houses, big storage for dogs and Jews, Hunde und die Juden Eintritt verboten. You darf nicht, I am a dog. They didn't allow me to come. But when I was 5 years old, my mommy took me here to eat a good cake. And today I am a dog. You know, that's nothing, but that made you something in your heart. Who are you and why? What have you done? Only that you are born in a Jewish house. That's all. And then ghetto in Krakow. My sister was 12 years old, so she belonged to father and mother. But I was 15, then circa 16. I need a special permission, and I didn't got it. So they sent me to a small village near Krakow, alone. If they could give a permission for me, they will bring me back. If not, they told me they will come to me. It was winter. It was cold, so cold that when I put water near my bed in this room, on the morning it was ice. It was so cold. And I was alone, very, very unhappy. Not 1 month, maybe that it was more, my father came, sent for me, not come, sent somebody to bring me back to Krakow. I come to my town as a prison because there was a wall and they have a permission a permission to go to a house where I live, a permission to Atman. You know what it is? Awful. But we are young, and we want to live. So we, scouts, young boys and girls, we met in a cellar or upside in a room, in a kitchen of somebody. On the table we sit, and also on the floor, and we sing. We songs, full of hope, full of love. Everything must be beautiful. We want it. We want another world. We hope. After every winter come May. Maybe that for us will also come May. But the May didn't come. In ghetto, there are awful times. Very, very hard times. But we have been together. Mother, father, grandpa, grandma, my sister and me. Then the German took to prison my father. Why? Because it was an orphan house. And he was one of the donators to orphan house. And the Germans say, from where have you money? You should not have money. So they took him to prison. And we stay alone, my mother, sister, and me. And then the first evacuation. We should have a stamp on my Kenkarte. My mother got it for her and for my sister. And when I come, they look and they put it down. My school friend was seated. And I told her, Nusha, they took my Kenkarte. She told me, be quiet. She take it and give it to him. He didn't saw what she had done. He gave it, and so she saved my life. Because in few days later, who didn't have this stamp was sent to Belgium. And on this day, my mother, my aunt, my uncle were in prison. My grandma and grandpa, they sent them away from Krakow to a small village few months before. And we stay alone, and we saw through the window how they took the peoples, the neighbors, with small kids on the hand, with a small baggage on and they looked around, and they didn't know that it was the last time, that we were living for all time. You understand? The German come to our house with a book, Who is Living? And they begin, Einhorn Jacob, not here, Helena, Sabina Holländer, in prison, my aunt, Moritz Holländer, prison, Frida, prison, Leopold, prison. What a family of thieves, or I thought we are a family of bad people. And then they look on our Kenkarta and they went away. After a few hours they came back. Maybe that somebody they didn't took, but the doorman, they took him. So they have not the book. They only look on our Kenkarts. And on the evening my mother come back, and also my aunt from the prison. Yeah, I am going very, very quickly from one moment to another, because there are so many awful things that I cannot say you everything. Only after 3 days a new action. In this action they took my cousin, that she was as my sister, 4 months elder than me, and she was living with us. She didn't get the blue card, so they took her to Belgium. And I saw her from the place that I was working, how she was sitting alone Her mother was in another place. She was an orphan. She didn't have a father. And she had seen me. That was all. And we lived a house, one near the other. So as twins we are brought. That was on July. My father came back on September. On October 28th, it was another action. An action that they didn't give you a permission. Only from the street they took. A grandma died 4 days before. Grandpa died on this evening. The body was on the earth. During the night, my mother took me and my sister. I never forget this. You know, you have been in one room, 12 persons living, 12 persons in one room. She took us to a veranda, outside, and told me, Stenia, we are as a mouse that eat some poison, a poison mouse. The poison is in. You are running from place to place, but you have no way to escape. We went to work together, but my mother had work in another place and me and my sister in another place. Because my sister was the younger, she took her with her. You are big, a big girl. And I went to the work and I wait if my mother will come. She's not coming. I began to cry. They asked me, why did you cry? I'm anxious about my mother. Wait a moment, your father, your sister, only for mother? I thought, I don't know why. I am anxious. What's happened to my mother? When we come back from work, my sister ran to me and told me, Stenia, they took mommy. We both cry. The whole street cry. We are sitting near the floor, near the house. Then my father come from work. We ran to him. Daddy, they took mommy. He's a strong man. Sat on the floor and began to cry, no, it's impossible. My Freja. And he was, they knew him in the in ghetto, the Jewish committee. He ran there to look for a protection, to bring her back. But the train went away. It was too late. I never say goodbye to my mother, and I never saw her again. You know, it's a wound that you feel in your body till today. She was alone in the wagon, on her last way. She, a mother and wife, and such a good person. She was alone without anybody to support her. The whole time I thought, did she come for a weather to Athens? Did she put her hands? Everything was not, it wasn't important for her. How did she die? How did she feel on the last way, alone? I was in Belgium a few years ago with Krista, and I took from there a little bit of earth, and I put it on the grave of my father to bring them together after so many years. We stay alone in another few months, hungry, but in a room with a little canary bird that we took with us the whole time. On 13th of March, it was the liquidation of ghetto. Day before, my aunt with her 2 daughters wanted to escape from ghetto. and the Polish soldier found them on the moment that they went out from ghetto, and a few days they sent them to Auschwitz. My cousin survived, her mother and her sister not. On 13th of March, in the room that once we have been 12, we stay only 4. We took something on us and we left the last house in Krakow. I look on the walls, I open for the bird and say to him, you will be free, but what will be with me? I don't know. We go, we left Krakow. On the gate from ghetto stood Mr. Goethe. He was the Lagerführer of Plaszow. And what I have seen there, I thought that Dante in his book can describe, not us. 2 little girls went with a corp where you put wash, and in a very nice clothes. The mother hid them there, but they found them. So they took them and they went with the corp to their death. Few rounds before me was a man, stood a man, and on his back something was moving. Commander saw it. He took his gun, revolver, and shot. It was a child hidden there. He killed the child. Then I saw that he took, we stand a few, must be an hour. He took a child, a small, very small child, maybe 1 year, in his hand, and on the wall, he killed him. You know, beat it and kill him. The cry and it was something awful. It was something that you cannot describe. The death was walking through us. And we didn't know if we will come or not. On the evening, we come to Plaszow, to all the barracks. On the night, we hear, they are coming, they are coming. The children are coming. All the mothers that have children run to, but only few children of policemen and protection. They brought them to see the look, how the mother, the children didn't come, looking on another children and thinking about their children, what it will be, how it was. They hidden them. If they found them, if it will be possible to bring them after. I was young, and I feel them. I can feel what they, you know what it is, empathy? Not sympathy, but empathy. I was with them. I was young, but I was with them. I feel their sorrow. I feel their pain. How the children lived in barracks, that is a part of, during the day they were hidden in barracks, the beds were 3 floors, up, not to, because when Germans come, they shouldn't see them. They are illegal. When it was a good girl who was responsible for the barrack, she played with them, she gave them a little bit good time till the family come back and brought them something to eat. But when it was a bad woman, be quiet, don't move, don't go, I don't want trouble. But they stay. and we are going to work. It was on a cemetery, and we should broke all that on the grave you put memorial. We should broke it and make from them way. And when we stay on an appel, and it was such a day as today, rainy day, and you with your foots, you found some bones. They are bones of your grandpa and grand-grandpa, because it was cemetery. After a few hours of appel, we are going to work from 8 till 8. They gave us one soup, and on the evening we got some bread, twice a week, bread, and it wasn't so awful. You haven't died from hunger. That what was after that. This time you can remember as a good time, as a good lager. But on the good lager, one day go and look, they hang a young boy because he was singing a song that Commander Get thought that it is a Russian song, so he must be a communist, a boy for 14 years old. On another day, they kill a group, and in this group were few of my good friends, because they found it by one of them a piece of white bread. From where do you have white bread? He come outside from work outside. Every day was something new, something awful. Commander had 2 dogs, Rolf and Ralph. And the girl that was working in his house, she must call them Herr Rolf and Herr Ralph, Mr. Rolf and Mr. Ralph. And these 2 dogs killed pupils. He sent them to kill pupils, people on the street. During the work, during the day when somebody wasn't in his barrack to work, only on the way, it could be a way to latrine, to make what he should to do. And he saw him, he sent the dog, kill him, kill him. It was a sport. I remember when he came to our barrack, my sister was very, very tired. So my father put her under the table with paper. It was a machine that cut paper. As all the paper that was cut was on her, and she slept a little bit. And then come Get. And my father was their technischer Leiter, the director, technischer director of where we have papier. And he went with him, and the dog felt something. So my father gave the dog with his foot, with his leg, go back. The dog, the commander took him to him, come to me. And they go to another place. Till today, I remember it. When he found it, that my sister was sleeping there, he will kill her, and my father too. There are small things, really small things. The most awful thing were the nights, because you cannot sleep during the night. You are very, very tired. But if you hear the whole night the name of the child, where are you? Where are you? And the one person wept, and then another person wept. But we are young. So when we have only few minutes time, we've been together, and we dream about another time, and we sing songs. And we want to live, and we hope that it will be better. Then come May. May is a beautiful month. On one Sunday, Dr. Blanke come, and we all the men, all the lager, must go through before him naked, as we have been born. And he wrote. They talk. He make a list to give some more better food for people that are not so strong. Another week, on 13th of May, Sunday, they took us to Appelplatz, and with the list, they took everyone. It was a selection. What shall I tell you? The look of a mother that looked back of his children, and she knew that it was the last time that she saw them. And the whole time music, Mami Mami kauft mir ein Pferdchen. Mami bite me for me a small pony. Mami, I love you. And from Brahms, you know this is a lullaby for Brahms. The whole time, tomorrow you will come back, gute Nacht, schlaf gesund, and tomorrow we will wake up for a better future. But the children will not wake up. They will not come back. The parents wept. They took all the less children from Kinderheim, the house of children. There were no more a Jewish kid in the lager. And they wept. And the policemen come and say, be quiet, you cannot help them. The train, go. The train is on the way to Auschwitz. My sister told me, you know, I am so thirsty and so hungry. The whole day we have been outside. I told her, yeah, but we are together. We are happy. So don't tell me that you are thirsty, because after a few hours you will not be thirsty. But we are together. Remember that. We come to the barrack, and then there was a chaos. Männer come to the Frauenlager. Everyone was looking who stayed and whom they took. Come to me, my good friend, my sister's lager sister. And she told me, Stenya, they took my mother, and I cannot tell her. I cannot tell her what I say, what people say to me when they took my mother. Then a woman was weeping, my two boys, my two sweet boys, they took them. There was a woman, she told me, you know, I can feel her. It's a year ago that they took my boys. And the famous doctor was sitting on the floor, and he took two shoes, a pair of shoes, of his 7-year-old daughter, and spoke to the shoes. Spoke to the shoes and smelled them, and spoke and hugged them. So as it was his girl, his daughter. You understand? That was an awful day. But on the morning we must go to work. The day is going out and out and out. On August, that was another selection. They took Männer to another lager, to Mauthausen. They took my father, my uncle, and my boyfriend. 3 of them went to Mauthausen. Only my father survived. The 2 of them died in an awful, awful condition. In another 2 months, and then, because the Russians are coming nearer, it was some place that they kill people and put one of the other till it was a hill. And now we must take out all the bodies and in a fire they put him to burn them. Smelling was the whole place, awful. But they didn't want to let a place sign what was here. On November, it was liquidation of ghetto, on October, and they sent us to Auschwitz. That's a new capital, Auschwitz. The way from Krakow to Auschwitz, it take 1 hour, but for us it was 1 day. We were closed in a wagon without food, without any possibility to make we cannot go out. On the morning, they opened the wagon, raus, dogs and German, raus, quickly, schnell. We didn't know where we are, what it was. Then we saw Arbeit macht frei. Then still, Mengele, rechts, links, and the woman cried to her daughter, when you met your father, we know what it is, rechts and links. When you met again, father told him that I love him, told him she knew where she was going. There was no secret. They took us to a sauna and we wait. That will come water or gas. We don't know. They took all our clothes, and when we go on the other side, they threw us some clothes. I got a clothes from a woman and my sister for a baby. It was cold. October in Poland is cold. Nothing, underwear, it wasn't. Shoes, no shoes. It was cold and we were hungry, and they sent us to a barrack. 12 persons in one. We can go on the side of the other, only together, everyone. You cannot move, so a sardine. We have been there. In the middle of the barrack, it was an oven that never was hot, but if will come Red Cross, they should see that is an oven. And the oven was with red ziegel. When you bought one thing, how do you say it? So elderly women, they took a little and put on their face, not to see sick, to sit on the morning we stay on Appel, and they gave us a little bit of soup and a piece of bread, and we go to work. And the couple, they cried, they called. It was awful how they behaved. And on one day, they were nice. They behaved them good. Come. They brought us to crematorium. So it was our last way. My sister told to me, I hope that in the oven it will be a little bit warmer than Kyrgyz. We stayed there, and then came the commander, Hesse, commander of Auschwitz, and asked, who are these? And they told them, Plaschow. Die können doch arbeiten. They could work. Brought the gypsy, and they sent us back. And when I saw a gypsy, I think maybe that her mother or her sister or her aunt was the Opfer, and I feel guilty, not the German, but me. On this day, they gave us the number. I have a number of my hand. And in another 2 days, they sent us to another work, printing, because we have work on this in Plaszow. They were much better. We live not in a barrack, and it was Musterlager. There come all the visitors to see. So it was on this. Near us was Mengele, and he make all his proofs of people, and we're anxious to went if he will not found us, one of us, and took her to his place to make on us all the good things that he want to show the world. We have been in Plaszów 4 months or 5 months, very, very hard, very, very, you know what Auschwitz is, but they send us to the Totenmarsch. The Russians are coming, and we must march, death march, from Auschwitz. It was night and day and snow and hunger, and we went, one with the other, to warmer with the body, near to the other, to be, not to give them the wind to go through us. After a few days, they put us to a death train. On the beginning, we have no place to be seated. After a few days, we have a lot of place, because a lot of them die from cold, from hunger. One night we stay it was a forest. We stayed there, and we hear poof, poof, poof. We thought, that's the last moment. Here they will kill us. And you hear in all languages, crying, Shema Israel, Jesus Christus, Matko Boska. I don't know how you say it in Russian and in French. They were French people from Holland in the same wagon. There are many. Everyone pray in his. Then come a German and ask, are here ill people, sick people? They told no. So he went to another. They took all the sick people from the wagon and they killed them on the way. On the morning we went weiter. Wir fahren weiter. We are going to Ravensbrück. You know what it is, that you remember Auschwitz as a good lager after what we have in Ravensbrück, the hunger. We were so hungry. But from Ravensbrück they sent us to Neustadt Glewe, and there they want us to die from hunger. We got a piece of bread, one bread for 10 persons. I was the happy one that get a knife and have a little piece of bint. So we mess it. How it is high, how it is bright, to give everyone, and to see the look when I do it. When a little bit fell down, they took it. They took it. A little bit water. We are thirsty, we are hungry. You know what it is, a Muslim? We have been Muslims. For our good help, lottery, the war was fast over. And on April 26, Hitler's birthday, they bombed Berlin and bombed the lager. And we, who are in danger, we are happy to hear the bombing. On 2nd of May, by night, the German escaped from another lager, coming people, and they told you are free. Free? Impossible. You should be happy. But on this night, everyone understood what's happened to his family on this day. Till this day he was in danger. But now, what's happened? So you hear only weeping and crying. And why I stay alive and not my child and not my mother and not my family. In an awful way we come back to Krakow, not to find anybody. That was all.
When did you come to Israel?
after 1 year, I was in Israel. On the same day, the 2nd of May, I was in Tel Aviv.
Well, Esther, thank you for sharing your story.
All the best to you. And you know, I am the one of the survivors that stay today. But my voice is the voice of thousands of people who suffered as I've suffered.